Good afternoon. Another day of time freedom. What we all should strive to have, time freedom. That means nobody controls your time but you, if you choose to have it that way. So I'm gonna talk about how I got started in investing, what my wake-up call was. I had two wake-up calls in my life, right? One was with my health when I was 27. I was lazy and going to college, eating potato chips. Kind of passed out one night, shortness of breath. Ended up in the VA hospital, hooked up to a heart monitor. The doctor flies in, asks me what's going on. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, your EKG came back abnormal, and we're gonna keep you overnight. So I'm just laying in the bed like, damn, man, I'm 27, eating potato chips all damn day. That was it, man. It's like, yeah. So I'm laying in the bed looking at this heart monitor like, yeah, I gotta get active. So when I got out of the hospital in 2007, April, I went and joined the gym and been at it ever since 2007. That was a wake-up call. The second wake-up call was me delivering lumber as a truck driver in this neighborhood. And I rode past his house and I stopped my truck and I put my truck in park. And I just looked at this house and was like, it gotta be a better way, because this 9 to 5 ain't gonna get me there. Now, I knew I needed to work to make income, but I knew that the position that I had at the company is not gonna get me where I needed to be. So on that day, I stared at that house and I think I sat there like 15 minutes. And I noticed the company know where I'm at all the time. They got the monitoring system back at the office. So I didn't even care. I was like, man, they just got to call me. So I sat and I looked at that house. I looked at that house. I looked at that house. I think in the picture you can actually see my dashboard that I posted. And I was like, it's got to be a better way. So when I got off work, I kid you not, I came home, jumped on my computer, and I Googled like the 10 richest people in the world, right? And I saw what they did for a living. So if you was some type of nuclear engineer, I knew I couldn't do no nuclear engineer. Or you was some type of petroleum gas company, I knew that was out the range. I was trying to look and see which billionaire I had something in common with. So I came across the guy that I've been hearing about like all my life, and his name was, Warren Buffett, right? I said, Warren Buffett. I said, let me see what this guy's about, because I hear this man's name all the time, but I don't know nothing about this guy. Like, literally nothing. I just hear Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. So I'm reading about Warren Buffett, and lo and behold, he's in the stock market. One of the best known traders, investors in the stock market. Now, at that time, Cash Out was allowing you to, let me see if I even got it on my phone. Cash Out was allowing you to buy stocks at that time. Now, granted, I'm new, right? So I'm like, oh, what a coincidence. So I read about him, and I kept reading about him, and I kept reading about him. Then I was like, well, I could do that. And it just dawned on me, it's like, he said something in a video about Nikes. Warren Buffett said he doesn't wear Nikes, but he knows a lot of people that do. And that video stuck with me. I was like, he don't wear Nikes, but he knows a lot of people that do. So then I had to realize what he meant by that, and I was just like, man, I was hooked. So I watched every video I can about this guy. And hell, I don't even know what Cash App's still let you invest. I can't even find it on the phone. But yeah. So from there, I just I just started studying the stock market, learning about Warren Buffett as much as I can. I was lost with a lot of terminology, index funds, ETFs. I didn't know anything. But at that time, I was just buying what I could on my Cash App. I was buying Johnson & Johnson, Smile Direct. Goddamn. Shit. If I heard the name before, I bought it, like Sony and goddamn T-Mobile, AT&T. I was buying some of everything. I didn't know what I was doing. So if I wake up the next day and I'd be like, oh, I made $3 on 3 cents on Johnson & Johnson, I was happy. I didn't know. Well, I was buying stuff and selling stuff like at 75% profit. I'm gone. Like, excuse this scat pack run by here. I'm at the gym. So the house is what got me started on investing. And when I tell you that became my life, it's like from the time I wake up, go to the gym, and come back home, I would be on the computer from like 11:30 in the morning to like 1 o'clock the next morning. Seriously. That's how much I was studying, right? It's like every day. And like I said, it got to a point to where my brother, he was living with me at the time because he had got in trouble. He'd come in the house, be like, hey, what's up, Warren Buffett? Like, he was picking on me. I was like, keep calling me Warren Buffett and see what happens. Every day. What you do today, Warren Buffett? I was like, well, I'm trying to figure out how we, as black people, I'm just speaking for myself. That's why I told my brother, I said, I'm trying to figure out how we can get ahead in life. So he laughed about it. Hey, whatever, that stuff is all a scam and this and that. And I said, only you would say that. So that's what I did. All day, every day. And that was probably around I know it was right before COVID. So it was around about 2019, towards the end of 2018, something like that. It was near COVID. But I was just trying to figure it out. And then I came across another Warren Buffett video that says, you don't buy a stock you don't buy a stock to sell it. Bingo, that's another mistake I was making. You're supposed to buy it and hold it. I didn't know that. Now I know. So I did that. And my first really long-term hold that I had was SoFi. Like I said, once again, I didn't understand VOO, VTI, and I didn't understand all that stuff, but I stayed at it. I made my mistakes. I lost some money. But at the end of the day, long-term investing, all you have to do is buy the ETFs, exchange traded funds. That's it. Now, the more you learn, the more you can branch out and get a little bit riskier. But if you're talking about investing long-term, why risk that? It comes with risk. So I never wanted to learn how to do day trading. That's just too much time. It's like, I don't see the point in that. Day trading, call options, put options, leaps, skips. It's like you wake up to sit at a computer to watch candlesticks. I ain't got time for that. I can't place a trade on a stock, a call option, hoping that it will go up to the price that I want it to go in a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a year out. I mean, to me, it's the same as buying a scratch-off ticket and hoping that when you scratch it off, it's something behind that more than what you paid for the ticket, right? It just wasn't down my alley. So this house that I saw is what kickstarted me into really, really trying to understand finances and to really try to understand where are these people getting money, where are these people getting this money to buy these houses and to play golf every day. Like every day I gotta go in this neighborhood and deliver lumber to these big mansions. Like seriously, like it was killing me. So I was like, I'm investing for now. I don't want to hear nothing else about nothing else. So as long as I stayed in the stock market, the more I learned, I learned about the word diversity. So you have to be diversified also. So with that, that's when I learned about treasury bills, right? So I had bought some treasury bills. It's like, okay, that's a little bit more guarantee on the treasury bill side, low risk, you know, because that's government insured APY interest. So yeah, I was like, here's my foundation. Here's my another blanket of security in treasury bills, and we just go from there. And when I really tuned in and locked in to investing, when I tell you I didn't want to buy anything else, like everything was a waste of money to me. Like I didn't want to buy nothing, anything. Like the iPhone I had, it was an iPhone 8. Until I understand, like, okay, you're invested in Apple, it's okay to upgrade, but do I need to upgrade? And it's like, no. I had that iPhone 8 until the button didn't work anymore. With Nikes, I'm not a shoe person. I have shoes, but I never wear them. So my mind was like, okay, you're investing inside of Nike. It's okay to buy Nikes, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get your money back through dividend payouts or whatever. So yeah, T-Mobile, TMUS, I think that's the ticker symbol. I had T-Mobile services at that time, and it was like, let me invest with T-Mobile. But I was more single individual stocks back then versus being in ETFs, until I learned the risk of being in single stocks versus just being in ETFs. So I flipped my portfolio, and I was like, all right, we're gonna do ETFs. And when anybody wanna branch out and do some singles shares of company, I'll do it that way. But like I said, it's risky, because if Apple drops 30% and all your money is in Apple, from $100, now you're down to $70. But if you're 30% and Apple drops, or 30% drop in an ETF like VOO or VTI, it's not going to hit you that bad, right? So the house got me started, and I wish I would have knew this when I went in the military. Of course, they don't teach this stuff. My 16-year-old is in school right now. My 17-year-old, I'm sorry. The school don't teach it still. Of course, they sent him that package of managing your money. Nothing about investing is on there. It's all about how to write a check. Little compound questions on if you put $100 in the bank and it gives you 2.5% interest, how much money would you have at the end of the year? Nothing about putting your money inside the S&P 500. And I explained to him, like, they still don't want to teach you this stuff, because if you're coming out of school and everybody knows how to invest, there won't be any labor workers. Now, speaking of working, I wish I can have a career to where I can put more money inside my investments, right? But unfortunately, me going in the military at 17 and getting hurt, and that kind of derailed a lot of the stuff I wanted to do. They asked me to get out the military. I didn't ask to get out. It was just, we think it's time for you to get out. And I'm looking at them like, nah, I'm not trying to get out. They're like, your medical record, man, you're gonna have to get out. You really, you gotta get out. And so that kind of threw me a curveball. But like I said, I got out, started driving truck for a little bit, then tried to come off the road to take care of my 1-year-old son. That didn't work out. So I wasted a lot of time not knowing a lot of things about life. But it's never too late to hit that switch to get your life right. So the older we are, the more we have to put inside the S&P 500. The younger you are, the less you can put in there, but you got more time to grow your account, right? I did my son's account, and I told him, I said, if you go to college, after you graduate school next year in 2026, I said, if you put $500 away for the next 4 years of college, and that 500 meaning, I think his education check is going to be about $1,600. I said, then you can put away your Air Force Reserve pay. I said, then you can still keep your part-time job at McDonald's. I said, you'll have $500 a month to put into the S&P 500, excuse me, for the next 4 years of your life. I said, then when you graduate and land a position, and if you do from age 22 all the way up to 30, even if you decrease it to like $300 a month, and I did the calculator with them, and I showed them, this is how much money you have at age 30, and you still be a young guy. So hopefully that kicked in. Now when he gets paid, I'm trying to figure something out. Now when he gets paid, he normally does puts his money in the S&P 500 through Cash App. But I'm not seeing, let me see. I don't know what's going on. I don't see the investing app no more on Cash App, which is crazy. So now he gets there we go. It was right there in front of my face. Good gracious, I don't even use this thing. Like I was trying to tell y'all earlier, it's like, what the hell is this? Details, $2. I put $2 in something. God. Yeah. I bought that on Cash App. Virgin Galactic Holdings. That's how I'm telling you, I didn't know nothing. And what that says, 99-cent loss. I didn't know shit. Hell, at least I was doing something. At least I tried. Yep, 2020 Virgin Galactic Holdings. I bought it for I bought it for $15.87. Hey, I was doing it, baby. I was out of here. But anyway, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna damn work. So yeah, it's okay to start, man. But if you do start and you're scared, just don't invest a lot of money. Just start small. So you won't be like me. Man, I did buy Johnson & Johnson. Hell, I didn't know. Let me see, at the time I was following ChargePoint, Pepsi, Peloton, SoFi, Netflix, Meta, Intel, Disney, CVS Health, Block, Amazon, General Motors, Caesars Entertainment. Like, I was investing in Caesars Entertainment, and that company is down 50% right now. Then they got kicked out of the S&P 500 last week. So, man, I had Krispy Kreme in here, Comcast. I was doing it big, boy. I was doing it big. I was like, I'm out of here. I said, I'm gonna buy all this stuff cheap, and then I'm gonna get rich. Damn near messed up my whole bank account messing around with Cash App. It's funny, man, because I didn't know how to invest. I was doing it though. Shit, boy, I had Las Vegas Suites, Ryan Specialty Group. Boy, I was doing it big, boy. Look at that. I had some Las Vegas Sands out here. I was like, that's where the money at. I'm out of here. But no, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep this video short. It's already 18 minutes. Your boy was out of here. Look at that. Caesar down 55%. I was out of here, y'all. I said, I'm out of here. I'm about to buy all this stuff cheap, and then in 2 years, I'm about to be a millionaire. It don't work that way. But that's my time, man. I'm about to go to this gym messing with y'all. I was out of here, boy. Yeah, I'm about to Caesar for about $15, cause I'm out of here when it blew up to 100. But now that's my time. All right, y'all, it's been real. Find your wake-up call. Start managing your money better. And the more money you have to enjoy life, the more time freedom you have to enjoy life. It's not all about material things. Once you learn not to love money, you become stress-free. All right? That's my time. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. And I'm out.